This video was made possible by Conflict of Nations, a free online PvP strategy game. Conflict of Nations lets you pick a real country and lead it to victory in global warfare. It's fully cross-platform, so you can play it on the same account on PC and mobile. Using a wide variety of units, including tanks, submarines, jet fighters, and soldiers, you can fight up to 128 other players in real time. Here at Simple History, we love the fact that these games take a long time to complete. When we aren't playing, we're working on strategies that we can implement over the coming days and weeks to slowly turn the tide of battle in our favor. Simple History viewers get a special gift of 13,000 gold and 1 month of premium subscription for free when you use the link. We'll also be hosting a custom game for the first viewers that click the link in the description with instructions on how to join at the end of the video, so be sure to stick around. The Bazooka Vespa. The Vespa 150 TAP. The Vespa 150 TAP, which stands for Truppe Aeroportate, or Air Troops Carrier, was an anti-tank scooter slightly modified from the body of a standard Vespa 150cc scooter. The 150 TAP was manufactured by the Vespa French licensee ACMA at the request of the French Ministry of Defense in order to create a small, portable anti-tank system that was intended for use by French paratroopers. These new military Vespas were intended for use in Indochina and the conflicts in Algeria by the Truppe Aeroportate, also known as TAP, hence the name of the model. The TAP was designed to be dropped in with French paratroopers in order to give them the firepower of a full-scale howitzer, but with much higher mobility. The Vespa 150 itself was a small two-person scooter that began production in 1955. The TAP was a version of the 150 that had an M20 75mm recoilless rifle attached to the side of the scooter. Weighing in at 253.5 pounds or 115 kilos, the Vespa 150 TAP had a top speed of 41 miles per hour or 66 kilometers an hour and a fuel range of 124 miles or 200 kilometers. It therefore made the TAP a maneuverable and quick weapon highly suited to guerrilla tactics, airborne troops, or simply when tanks and artillery support could not be used due to poor road conditions or were too far away and could not be called up for support. The Vespa 150 TAP was modified for combat use and included reinforced frames, lowered gear ratios, and had a 146 cubic centimeter single-cylinder two-stroke engine. It was outfitted with 2 fuel cans and 6 rounds of ammunition for the M20. These shells would sit 3 on each side of the rear seat behind the driver and under the legs of the passenger. The M20 recoilless rifle was an American design that came into service in 1945. It was originally designed to be carried by hand by a group of soldiers. The weapon itself was rather light, only weighing in at 114 pounds when attached to its tripod, making it much lighter than any other artillery piece in the world at the time of its invention. Because of its low weight and devastating 75mm round, the M20 was a perfect companion to the lightweight and nimble Vespa scooter. While it was indeed attached to the Vespa, the M20 was not designed to be fired from the vehicle. Instead, the weapon was designed to be removed from the Vespa, placed on a tripod, and then fired by a team of 2 men. Although theoretically it was possible that the weapon could be fired from the scooter and while it was moving. Due to the large 75mm round that the M20 fired, it could penetrate the armor of most tanks and could easily destroy earthworks and pillboxes with a direct hit. It could engage enemies at ranges of 7,000 yards or 6,401 meters. The TAP was produced over a period of 3 years, from 1956 to 1959. In that time period, roughly 600 Vespa 150 TAPs were produced in France. The vehicle was produced in both green camouflage and desert camouflage patterns, in accordance with French conflicts in both Asia and Africa throughout the 1950s and into the early 1960s, where the French were facing rebel insurgencies. They were used to combat the enemy's light, fast-moving counter-guerrilla tactics, making it the perfect vehicle in providing highly portable yet hard-hitting artillery. Air crews dropped the Vespas in the hot zones 2 at a time, accompanied by a pair of paratroopers. One scooter carried the gun, while the other carried the rounds. Little is known about how popular the TAP was with French paratroopers or how well it performed as a military artillery platform, but based on the low production numbers and what was only a 3-year production run, it is safe to say that the French military quickly moved on from the idea of scooter portable artillery. Conflict of Nations is a free-to-play, real-time strategy game unlike any other. We've set up a custom game for our viewers. Click the link in the description, create an account, and enter the game code SIMPLEHISTORY and password SIMPLEHISTORY to join today.